It's time for Florida State basketball. This is the Leonard Hamilton Show. Brought to you by Powerade, the official sports drink of the Florida State Seminoles. Powerade, power through. And by the Florida Lottery, over $30 billion and counting to education. Just imagine. And now your hosts, Gene Deckerhoff and head coach Leonard Hamilton. Welcome to the Leonard Hamilton Show. A lot of basketball to talk about on today's program, Coach, and big highlights from our trip down to Coral Gables, where we sort of handed it to the Miami Hurricanes.
Well, if you call that handed, but most of the ACC games are very hard fought, and we had some spurts in the game where we extended the lead, and I thought that our kids played very well. We were very focused. We realized the importance of the game, and I thought our guys went out and their play and their execution was a reflection of how much respect we had for their team.
Florida State sweeps Miami this season. We'll have highlights a little later on in the show. And on today's program, Coach, a chance for us to get up close and personal with a fifth-year senior who has been a leader of this team, our leading scorer a year ago, Phil Cofer.
Well, there's no doubt that we were very happy to have him back for a fifth year. He's such a hard-working guy, and he's had some injuries, and so we really want this year to be a wonderful year for him so that he can have very fond memories of his time at Florida State.
That's what we're going to talk about today. Florida State basketball. Phil Cofer is next. Stay with us. Welcome back to our show. We promised you an up-close and personal look at one of the favorites on this basketball team, a fan favorite, a guy that led us in scoring last year, and he comes from an athletic family. Phil Cofer, Coach, a fifth-year senior, a leader on this basketball team.
He has been around, seemed like forever, but he started for us as a freshman, and he had a couple of years of nagging injuries, the type of injuries that just kind of kept him from being 100%. And now he's back for his final season. He's given us tremendous leadership on and off the court. He's going to get his degree along with the other four seniors, which I'm very proud of. We want this to be an exciting year for him. He's just been a great teammate and a great guy to coach.
In traffic, Cofer for three!
Phil Cofer's rise to become one of FSU's top players didn't exactly come easy. Cofer was sidelined several times throughout his career due to varying injuries. After his stellar senior season as the team's top scorer, Cofer was granted a medical hardship from the NCAA. But in the weeks leading up to his farewell season, Phil suffered yet another setback.
It was actually crazy, man. I was the day I was supposed to go to ACC Media Day, and it was the last minutes of the scrimmage, and either someone stepped on my foot or somebody came down on it. And I actually didn't know at first. I thought it was just something that was tweaked. I walked it off, and then I sat down. But then I couldn't get back up, and I was like, no way, and there's no way I can get hurt again.
He came up to me and he said, "My foot is hurting." I said, "Okay, well, we'll look at it after practice." He said, "No, my foot is hurting," and that look that he gave me, I kind of knew it was something pretty serious, and he wasn't going to media day, and he would be out for about 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks meant Cofer would miss the first 9 games of the season, including the home opener against in-state rival, the Florida Gators.
When you're told you can't do what you love for 4 to 6 weeks, it takes a toll on you, and the Florida game that we had last year was such a huge game for him, and I think he wanted to kind of recreate that at home, and him not having that opportunity, that kind of hit him hard.
Seminoles the other way, lob, slam with one, Cofer with the jam.
In that game against Florida last season, Cofer posted a double-double with 10 points and 12 rebounds.
Collected by Trent Forrest, left side wing, PJ, three-point shot, good!
This season, he could only watch from the bench as his team handled the Gators 81-60 in the Tucker Center. And even though they played without him, his teammates have been with him every step of the way.
When I got injured the third time, I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this. But I think they just, came and talked to me, and they just all said the right things. And I think just having that brotherhood and them coming up to me and just helping me and just asking me every day, do I need some food and stuff like that, it really helped me a lot, and it just kind of made me go harder because they knew I'm not a person that quits off anything.
After that day of surgery, he's been great. I mean, it's phenomenal. the psychological approach he's taken to the injury. I've done this before, been through this before, and I can overcome. So those concerns that I had initially have kind of passed away when it comes to his recovery process and his mental attitude towards it.
And no matter what injuries, no matter what pain I'm going through, that's how my name is, that's how my family is. They just have no quit in them.
Cofer's mentality has given him an edge, keeping him involved even while on the bench.
He's always been a coach, and that's why I say he's almost a part of our staff at this point when the guys believe in him so much. And sometimes in timeouts, he's allowed to speak and be the first to speak.
Phil finally made his way back on the court December 17th against Southeast Missouri.
Crowd reacts. Phil Cofer to the scores table. Got a haircut. The beard looks good. Where's number 0? And the redshirt senior from Atlanta, Georgia, will check into the game for the first time. Mark it down, 17-18 to go.
Although he struggled initially, Phil has been getting better and better with each passing game.
Pretty much everything, man. I'm just going to give it all I got. And I think what people are probably going to think is I'm going to be gradually coming in like, all right, this game is going to be bad because he's still hurt. Like, I think I already been through that stage. And I think this year I'm still going to give it all I got, too. And I'm just going to be giving everything for Florida State, and it's going to be in my heart.
Which, again, is going to limit Winter without having Nick Smith on the lineup. Welcome back to the starting lineup, Phil Cofer.
Florida State basketball, the subject of today's Leonard Hamilton show, and nothing better than playing your arch rival and going down to Coral Gables at the Watsco Center and probably playing maybe as good a basketball game as we've played all season.
We got off to a good start. Chris Kamaji gave us a big lift early. We shot the ball very well from the perimeter. I was very, very pleased to see how we got off to that good start. Obviously, PJ hit a couple of threes for us early in the game, and that's a good sign. You see Chris inside being very aggressive, and we need him to be aggressive. His teammates have challenged him to be a lot more aggressive, and you see him responding very well.
Again, he scored 8 points almost in a flurry here, almost on every possession. Get the ball inside. That was the game plan, wasn't it?
There's no doubt that we want to get the ball into him, but we want him to be a lot more confident and a lot more aggressive.
You got the inside game going. PJ Savoy with 2 big 3-point shots. We get an early lead on the road. That's always good, isn't it?
Well, getting PJ and Chris going early gives us some consistent play that we have not been getting.
Florida State attacking the zone defense of Miami. They play a lot of zone. Big offensive rebound, Coach. Fiandre Cabelli may be our best offensive rebounder.
Well, there's no doubt that he's extremely aggressive, and he enjoys playing. He's alert all the time, and I really, really like the way he's developing.
You got David Nichols getting the ball to redshirt freshman Raekwon Gray. Nice little underneath layup by the big fella.
There's no doubt in my mind that you're just seeing a player develop at an early age, and his best basketball is ahead of him. We really are pleased with the progress that Raekwon's making.
He grew up in the Fort Lauderdale area, had family watching him play basketball. Now, a big night for this guy, MJ Walker.
Well, we knew it was just a matter of time for him to get back on top of his game. It takes a while sometimes for some guys to get going, and with him shooting the ball well from the perimeter, it opens up things a lot better inside for Fiandre.
Yeah, one of his career-high 5 assists in this ball game, and you got it to feed Cabelli. And defense leads to offense here, Coach. Good takeaway.
No doubt about that, and being able to get out in transition and get some easy baskets. We had a really explosion there toward the end of the first half. We went on, I think, a 15-0 spurt there, and we were able to get some easy baskets, and that's always fun.
MJ stepped back, 3-point, one of his 6 made 3-point shots, a career best, 22 points in the ball game for him.
Well, he was extremely aggressive, but more than anything else, he's extremely confident. I love to see him play with that level of confidence.
One side of the key, good. One side of the other side of the key, good. Florida State defense forcing yet another turnover by Miami, a team that protects the basketball very well. And we know how to finish at the other end. There's Phil Cofer, an assist to Terrence Mann.
Very unselfish play by both of those guys, and you love to see that type of teamwork that chemistry developing.
Yeah, we just visited with Phil Cofer earlier in our show, and we see him going to work on the court. He's been battling through another foot problem. It was good to see him play in this ballgame.
Well, there's no doubt that Phil's important, and him getting back on the court gives us an added boost.
Fee Cavaghelli, you like it? He said he's got the green light to shoot the three-point shot as long as he makes it, doesn't he?
Well, he's really a good three-point shooter. There's no doubt about that. I just think that obviously we need him to have more of a balanced game. Here you see him, guys playing unselfish, finding his teammates in the lane.
Yeah, Trent Forrest with a beautiful wraparound pass. How about this unselfish play here?
You can't get much better than that. Great unselfish play by both of those guys.
We'll watch it again. Here's the entry pass, a little touch pass, and an easy dunk by Fee.
Well, MJ really had a great day offensively, and he really moved the ball and made great decisions.
Now, we talked about Phil Cofer, and he developed that three-point shot as a redshirt junior a year ago, and he's deadly from the corner, isn't he?
There's no doubt that we need to have that more consistent as we move through the remainder of the season, especially with the zone defenses that we will be playing against.
Everybody feeling threes. Terrence Mann with a rare triple that time. We had a season-best 12 made three-point shots in this
Well,
game.
there's no doubt that Terrence has improved his perimeter shooting. He's shooting a very high percentage, but there you see him going to the offensive board and getting the putback. That's very important to get some extra baskets.
Yeah, one of the top 10 offensive rebounders in the league, MJ Walker, boy, he's feeling good. Now, I thought he was foul on that shot.
Well, we got the lead. We're up 19 points, and that's really, really a positive sign for our team being on the road.
Had a big 17-point lead at halftime. Here's Anthony Polite. He also played high school ball at Fort Lauderdale.
Anthony has tremendous potential. He's gotten off to kind of a slow start. There's no doubt in my mind, though, before the season, you're going to see him step up and really start making more consistent plays.
Well, MJ Walker, watch him take that three-point shot. He's playing like that McDonald's All-American that you recruited.
Well, he's just playing up to his potential, and his best basketball skills ahead of him.
There is three-point shot number 6, I believe, Coach.
Well, he stepped on the line on that shot, but it was close enough. We could say a 2.5 point.
Second sweep of the last 3 seasons of the Miami Hurricanes, Coach. We shoot a season-high 56% against Miami Stone.
Well, 56% from the floor and 60% from three-point land will more than likely get you a W.
Yeah, a huge road win for the Florida State Seminoles at Coral Gables, the Watsco Center. And, Coach, we had a huge contingent of fans sitting right behind our Seminole bench cheering all the way in that ballgame.
Well, we have a lot of alumni and fans in the South Florida area, so I was glad for them to have an opportunity to come out and cheer us on.
Florida State plays basketball, you know that. We got 18 ACC games every year, and all of those games are televised. And next on our show, we're going to go behind the scenes and find out what goes into producing the telecast of Florida State basketball. That's next. Welcome back to the Leonard Hamilton Show. We promised you a behind-the-scenes look of the telecast of Florida State basketball. Every one of our games are televised. You can get them on TV, different channels. You can get them streamed online. And the biggest game of the season so far, Coach, was that Duke thriller. 2 ranked teams battling out, 2-point ball game, and the TV cameras were there.
No doubt that the ACC has the best TV package of any conference in America, and we get all the exposure that we need. And that was a big game for us. It was a big game for both teams. And unfortunately, we came up a little short, but I thought the fans really enjoyed the game. Everybody enjoyed the game except me.
There's more than meets the eye behind the scenes of a Florida State basketball game. Let's watch.
We are set for number 1 on the road. It is Duke taking on Florida State. We welcome you to the Tucker Center. Bob Wischusen here with Dick Vitale and Allison Williams. It could not be a better atmosphere inside this building.
3,640,000 viewers tuned in to the final moments of the Florida State versus Duke broadcast, making it the most watched college basketball game on a Saturday this year. But what the viewers can't see is the entire crew behind the scenes who make the broadcast possible.
Control. And
I'm going to do it as of now, so I think I'm good.
1.
From camera to audio to video, graphics, it's all there. We call it controlled chaos, shall we say.
As the show's producer, Kim Belton stands as one of the key figures who helps turn the game day chaos into a visual masterpiece.
Think of me kind of as an architect. kind of lay out the plans of what we're going to do, how we're going to cover the game, and in conjunction with the director, put that plan into reality, shall we say.
It all starts with your producer. So everything content-wise that I want to do, I first go to him to see if he likes. That's Kim Belton on the show, and I'm going to bounce ideas with him throughout the week.
The objective of each broadcast is to tell a story. To do so, the entire week leading up to game day is spent on research.
It's a combination of preparing all week and then doing your work when you get on the ground as well, gathering as much information as you can.
Along with research, planning is vital for success. Much of that responsibility falls on the network's operations producer.
When I'm working from home, it's the prep side of it, whether that be interacting with the school, the SID, the venue, trying to figure out what the layout is, what camera positions we can use, if they have cabling in here, just all the operations ahead of time, and then also letting the production team know some of that information so they can make decisions.
Managing a crew of roughly 40 people while dealing with the hectics of a game day atmosphere can be difficult. But the key is simple: communication.
I think good communication ahead of time so that we know what we want, what the production team wants, so that I can let the school know ahead of time. Yeah, just communication with everybody.
Each event is unique. For the FSU Duke game in particular, the production crew arrived on site at 4 a.m. to begin preparing for the 2 p.m. tip-off.
Ultimately, it's 8 to 10 hours of setup in order to have for basketball, 2 hours of basketball on air. On a large event like the Duke one, it was upwards of 20 cameras. So there's so much goes on that viewers don't see.
Each broadcast serves as a final exam for all of the advanced preparation. A passing grade is determined by the broadcast's ability to tell the story without being intrusive.
I think a successful broadcast really is, we didn't really get in the way of the game. We enhanced the game, and we had fun.
Ultimately, being multifaceted is a characteristic that everyone in the business should strive to possess.
Being versatile, doing whatever it takes, whether you have to shoot, whether you have to edit, whether you have to direct, being able to jump behind the scenes makes you so much better on camera, because then you know what it takes, you know what's going on.
To all of those chasing a dream in the sports industry, the advice is simple.
I think the first thing is drive and hard work and perseverance, because people are going to tell you no, and people are going to tell you it's really hard, and that's all true and that's all fine, but it's just finding that one break.
As they say, the first step toward success is falling in love with your work, something that working in the sports industry surely makes easy. I'm Lauren Swertfigger for The Leonard Hamilton Show.
Welcome back to our show. We're talking Florida State basketball. You know that, with head coach Leonard Hamilton. And coach, the week ahead, today, 12 noon, we take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. They come in looking for an upset win. We'll probably be favored. Then Tuesday we go to Syracuse. Talk about the Yellow Jackets.
No doubt that the Yellow Jackets have surprisingly given teams challenging games all year. They've won several games that we didn't expect them to win. They have a great defensive scheme of a matchup zone as well as man-to-man. They're moving the ball very well. They're shooting the ball very well. We know that they're going to be a tough opponent for us, but it's a game that we really need to win to get back out the 500, and so it gives us an opportunity to almost start the season over.
It's Alumni Weekend. A lot of former Florida State Seminoles are going to be at the game today, and we hope you are too. And Coach, on Tuesday, a road trip back to the North Country. We got to play at Syracuse.
Well, I hope it's not very much snow up there, but we're sure it's going to be warm in that Carrier Dome.
Warm in the Carrier Dome. That's it for our show today. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you at the Tucker Center when the Seminoles play basketball. This has been the Leonard Hamilton Show, brought to you by Powerade, the official sports drink of the Florida State Seminoles, Powerade, Power Through, and by the Florida Lottery, over $30 billion and counting to education. Just imagine